Information and Communication Technology presents Educational Satellite Television Programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Welcome to our lesson on the evidence of evolution from biochemistry. In our last lesson, we learned about the evidence of evolution from embryology. Are you ready? Let us begin our lesson. As a way to further prove that evolution happened through natural selection, scientists have studied various chemicals and how they function in living beings. Biochemistry, as evidenced in evolution, is the theory that if organisms share very similar molecules and biochemical pathways, then they must be closely related. The chemicals that have been studied are DNA and proteins, such as cytochrome and hemoglobin, which are compared in terms of amino acids sequences. When species share similar DNA and proteins, we presume that they are related. The species that have few similarities can be presumed as distantly related. Let us look at the two types of chemicals and see how they are measured in organisms. But first, let us begin with a review activity. Students, what is DNA?
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. DNA is the molecule that contains the genetic code of all organisms, including animals, plants, and bacteria. If you answered correctly, well done. To determine the evolutionary importance of DNA, a technique called DNA hybridization is used to measure the similarity between one species' DNA with another species. This technique measures the extent to which a strand of DNA from one species can bind with or hybridize with a DNA strand from another species. The double helix of the DNA molecule is heated to separate it into single strands. The single-stranded DNA from both species are mixed together and cooled. As the strands cool, they bind or hybridize together, although it will not do so along all its lengths. There will be regions of the DNA that are dissimilar and do not fit with each other. These areas will not bind together. Scientists use certain techniques to measure the percentage of the dissimilar regions. Their studies reveal evidence to the degree of relatedness between different species. This evidence implies that some species share a more recent common ancestry than other species do. From such evidence, scientists have stated the evolutionary relationships between different species of organisms. Students, what does hybridization mean? For our next activity, please write your answer on a piece of notebook paper.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. If you answered that hybridization is the process where DNA strands from different species bind together, then you are right. The better the strands fit together, the more similar they are. Therefore, the species from which the DNA came are related or share a common ancestor. Let us move on with the lesson. One molecule that is generally similar in all animals is the hemoglobin molecule. It is found in red blood cells and carries oxygen within the organism to where it is needed. However, the hemoglobin molecule has a few differences. For example, ancient animals like primitive fish have only one polypeptide, whereas most animals have hemoglobin with 4 chains. While most animals may have the same number of chains, they vary in terms of their makeup. The amino acid sequences of the chain in a human are different from those of a monkey or a dog. The similarities in amino acids show the relation in animals, but the differences explain how evolution led to the variety in species. The molecules that are used to show evolutionary relationships are those that are common to large numbers of organisms of different species. The hemoglobin analysis cannot be used to include plants and algae in the phylogenetic tree. Students, where can hemoglobin molecules be found in an organism? What is their function? For our next activity, please answer these questions.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. Hemoglobin molecules are found in red blood cells, and they carry oxygen within the organism to where it is needed. Let us move on and learn about the molecule cytochrome.